There are multiple ways to draw a challenge block too. However, I'm going to show you the way that I believe is the simplest. I'm going to start out on the top plane and start a sketch. Tool I'm going to start with is called center rectangle. I can get it by picking corner rectangle, dropping that down and picking center rectangle. To start my center rectangle at the origin and drag it out. I'm then going to smart dimension the horizontal dimension here at 3 inches and the vertical dimension at 2 inches. I'm going to exit the sketch, go over to features, and with the sketch 1 selected, extrude it up 1.25. This time I'm going to go on the top here and start a sketch, go normal to it. Again with the center rectangle, I'm going to click the center point here and I'm going to drag it out, and I'm going to make sure I get on the line here to make sure I'm going to cut all the way through to create the groove in the middle of the block. That groove is 1 inch in height. I don't need any other dimensions as I started everything from the origin. I'm going to exit the sketch, go to my isometric view, have it highlighted, extrude cut. My distance down is going to be 0.5 or half an inch. I will accept that there. I now have the basic layout of the block. I'm going to click on the top here, start a sketch, and again go normal to it. I'm going to start with the circle to do my first post. I'm going to draw the post, smart dimension it. The distance from here to here is half an inch. Change that to match. The distance from the circle to the top is 1/4 of an inch. The diameter of the circle is also 1/4 of an inch. That fully defines this. I'm going to exit the sketch, extrude it up 1/4 of an inch. That will create the post. In order to duplicate the post, I'm going to use the mirror tool. This is the mirror tool in the features menu. So I will click mirror with the boss extrude selected. I will click mirror. I'm going to drop down my parts tree, my part 1 file tree here, and I'm going to look for right plane. If you notice, the right plane is now in the center of the block, and that's because I started my first step with the center rectangle. I'm going to pick the right plane. I get a rough view of where the pin should be, and I'm going to accept that. Now I have both pins. On the bottom section, I'm going to create the holes for those pins as I assemble 3 of these blocks together, similar to Legos. I'm again going to draw a circle. I'm again going to locate it half an inch from the edge and 1/4 of an inch from the outer edge. Now, because I need the hole to be a little larger than the post so it will actually go in and come back out, I'm going to dimension this at 0.3, which is 5/100th of an inch larger than the post. Instead of cutting this and mirroring the feature, I'm going to show you how to mirror entities in the sketch. First thing I'm going to need is a center line. The center line I will draw by getting the midpoint of this line to the midpoint of the line above it, or I could have gone to the origin. Midpoint to midpoint works as well. I'm going to click mirror entities. The entity I want to mirror is the hole shape. The mirror about is this center line here. That places it right where I need it. I'm going to accept it. That now I have both holes in my sketch. I'm going to exit the sketch. Using that sketch, I'm going to extrude cut. My depth is 0.3 as well. and that will give me both holes. This is a completed challenge block 2.